Welcome, my friends, back to Marvel Snap. Mojoworld is the new hot location. This is going to be live for the next 24 hours. Gave me a great excuse to come back to an archetype that I absolutely love, the Have Some Crap control deck. This one is particularly tuned to be able to take advantage of Mojoworld and should almost always be able to win that lane, and then with the rest of our control pieces, be able to find a win at one of the other locations as well. What makes this exact flavor of Have Some Crap so potent is that not only are we pushing over detrimental cards to the opponent's side of the board, but we also have the tools to be able to then move those cards around to disrupt their plays even more. We can send over the Hood with the Viper, or we can send across rocks with the Debris, and then Polaris can grab those and relocate them to really stack a single location with just absolute detritus. And then the Magneto being able to snag the Green Goblin and move him at will later on in the game is also incredible. Doc Ock will choke up one of their lanes. Shang-Chi can punish that. Mojo, of course, is a must-take, while Mojoworld is in the hot location feature. Carnage will open up some space on her own side of the board, and Titania brings in a little bit of mind games to be able to control around a location, and with clever positioning, should be able to lock up Mojoworld for us as well. This deck really does come together beautifully, and as an added bonus, you can absolutely dismantle Galactus opponents, which is so satisfying to do as well. Diving in here for our showcase, we've got the list up above. Always leave me a comment down below if you want to talk card substitutions, deck optimization. Love chatting down there in the comments. If you don't have access to the Titania, she's our Series 4, correct? Yeah. We opened her from a cache. We didn't purchase her. But if you do not have access to, as I imagine a lot of people don't, you can run Sunspot instead. And honestly, there's an argument to the Sunspot just being better. Also, with this being the hot location, having armor to be able to protect your one costs could be something that you would look to bring in, maybe instead of the Carnage, maybe instead of the Black Widow. If you guys find a way to work Hazmat into the list, that's where I become interested. We'll go Debris here. It could be fun to set up something with Mojo looking to have a filled up location. Oh, now you wave. No. Okay. If they wave out of nowhere, they're either Ramp or Galactus. I'm flipping first. So we have two answers, Doc Ock and Polaris. And Magneto. In fact, all three of them answer. Because we have the tempo right now, we're going to be able to move Wave to the empty location prior to Galactus revealing, which would completely nullify his effect. If they are just playing Ramp, then probably playing the Magneto is the best thing that we could do. Doc Ock will surely backfire in Ramp. Honestly, he can backfire against Galactus as well. But Magneto here feels good. And just this location being filled for the Mojo to potentially get the up to plus 12 can absolutely pop off at the Onslaught Citadel. The Magneto normally would be very good at the throne room. They just play a single card. Did we catch him out? Ooh. Not what I was expecting. Not at all what we forecast to happen, but they do have the Destroyer. They're sitting pretty with the Shang-Chi, so I don't foresee any problems here. So if you just wave Destroyer, gosh, I don't know what the rest of this list wants to run. I think I like Polaris. Is it just Polaris and Mojo to try and put pressure on alternate lanes? I guess so. I'm assuming you're going to start playing ongoing synergies. But I guess it could be any two of Shang-Chi. This is my Shang? No, that's a different Shang-Chi. Okay. Well. Tit for tat, as they say. Shang-Chi into the Destroyer, and then the Titania is a bit of a Gamba. Gamba, where do I think you're going to play? Because I flip first. If you play, you'll steal my Titania. I might actually be safer not playing her at all. Or I could play her right here as backup, right? No, that's silly. The Shang-Chi is enough to be able to win the lane. And then if you have a big card, you'd play to Throne Room. Otherwise, if you have medium cards, you would play here to Onslaught Citadel. Do I think that the opponent understands that they just have to play a 6-point card to steal the doubling and win Throne Room? Dada, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt that you are a man of intelligence and that you understand that Polaris is not actually 10, she's 5. And with your 6, yep, there we go. Always never plan on your opponent making a misplay, guys. Bad. They worked in the Death Destroyer? Oh, we're gonna have to try this. I made that list way back in the beta. I'm gonna have to come back to it. Hats off to the opponent on that one. Sewer system. Ooh, the things we can do with you. Polaris, Viper, and there's our Mojoworld. Let's go ahead and Widow. Or Carnage. We could also just Mojo, right? Mojo to Mojoworld is the no-brainer play. We'll get that in there. Big house. By Polaris, just like a tempo Polaris. 3-5 is not a bad stat line, to be sure. And then with 4 energy, we can get either the Viper Black Widow or Black Widow Carnage combination. Yeah, it seems like we're well on our way here at Mojoworld. So yeah, what if we just Widow Carnage? I'm into it. Getting Titania down here to Mojoworld, actually. No, I don't want it to Mojoworld. I guess I want it to the big house. And also do some tricky stuff with the Titania and the Viper. Take her across, pull her back. Storming it.
Wind, aid my hand.
Alright, so the opponent's invested. I can like Viper Green Goblin. Gives them a goblin, but honestly, if they are a Surfer, Sarah Surfer, do they care if I send the goblin over? They're able to get the buff onto him for free because they're already going to be playing Surfer. That could be the list that they are playing around with. If I send out Titania, they could be playing something that is running Killmonger. They're able to destroy all these rocks anyway. Well, let's try it. This would be their Sarah. If Reed is right. No, it's Doc Ock. Doc Ock pulls our cards. Titania. And then this Doc Ock will not push Titania over because I didn't play the card. I pull their cards, one of which is... You didn't play the Widow's Bite? And then I get a Green Goblin? You're just playing my list? But with Storm? Okay. I like it. Obviously we win. Who would we replace Storm to be able to run? I guess they're running Storm instead of our Polaris. I do like the Polaris a little better, especially with Mojoworld. Maybe in general cases, you run the Storm instead because you can put the pinch on the locations just that bit sooner. Mojoworld yet again. Titania deployed. Dance with you, the most pivotal card now at Mojoworld. Able to shake a 105-point swing. We'll go Mojo. Man, I would love Carnage chew up the Black Widow and the Hood here. Send her back. We go Lizard. X-Mansion is going to flip next turn. Daily Bugle. What do we know? The opponent playing Double Dinosaur. So they're playing good stuff, effectively. The archetype. Let's give them Hood. Sure, let's play X-Mansion. It's a little bit... It's safer just to not play anything to X-Mansion prior to the flip. They're going to give us Titania back here. But here we are. Hood goes across. This is the big one. RNG inserts itself into the game. Yeah, what could we do with Wong? Unfortunately, not that many really flashy things, but I like where it's going. I want to give Titania away. Hold on. If I give her away, and then they play, she comes back to me. I have one open space. I want that final play that I make to call her back rather than send her away. So we have to plot out a couple turns in sequence. effectively I play, they get her. If they play again, I get her back. But the only way that it's threatening is if I play a higher point value card. Yes. Because if I just played the Tempo Carnage, who would not destroy anything because of their Cosmo, well, I mean, the opponent now is not incentivized to play anything either. But I could Green Goblin. Does this make any sense? Like Green Goblin. They're at -3. I pull her back. But then they can play to be able to get her back and win. Don't love that. What if we just Devil Dino? We also have the option here of just playing the Magneto to be able to move Cosmo at the end of this. Kind of fun. Sure. All Green Goblin. But again, if I Carnage, then I get Titania. So they play to get her back. And then that would be a winning situation for them. So I think, did I just like Carnage somewhere else over here? Professor X. What a read. Yeah. And I can't destroy him either. The Goblin's stuck on my side, man. If we'd been able to push the Goblin over, we'd still be behind. Yeah, we would still be behind. Alright. Fair enough. What about this Magneto? Because here, if they play, they give me the Titania. So then they have to play 2 cards. That would then bring them up high enough. And if they invest in Mojoworld, I just move the Cosmo and I win. If they play here to match, I'm hoping that the 12 points on the Magneto is enough to be able to overcome this deficit, though. Yikes. Yeah, I guess that's the plan. The opponent, I'm hoping, is now suckered in to believing that they have to match at Mojoworld because it's clearly primed for me to be able to play there and take her into the final spot. Man, Titania opens up so many different mind games. Alright, let's see it happen. The opponent goes for the bait. Let's go. With the Widow's Bite, no less. You didn't have to play it, my friend. You would have won if you hadn't, actually. Ooh. Oh. 100-point margin of victory takes it home. Well, my friends, here is the deck in all of its glory. Man, if you really want to break your opponent's brain around Mojoworld, bring in the Titania. You've got to be up for some mental strain yourself, but this deck is so rewarding when it comes out to be able to win. And like I said, you can make some incredibly dirty plays by being able to send over the Green Goblin, move it later with the Magneto, send over a Rock or the Hood, and then remove the Hood from the deck. It's my favorite card in the entire game. And then move it with the Polaris. The opportunities here are incredible. And then just the power of the Doc Ock, the Shang-Chi, and then the rest of the stat line that you're able to represent is beautiful. I love the way that the deck comes together. I hope if you guys employ it, it will bring you many cubes on your climb up to infinite. Till next time, thank you guys for watching. Keep on snapping.